Hi everyone, this was originally going to be a cute little video about my time in Vancouver and attending VanCaf. And now that I'm home, I have some thoughts that I wanted to share. So I left Seattle on Friday and took the train up to Vancouver and got there pretty late. I tried to get some sleep at my hostel, but I still ended up waking up early and went to this cafe. It was raining, so I felt right at home and had a relaxing moment before heading to the event. Now, I have a few art fests under my belt. I've done 2 to 3 a year since 2021, and this was going to be my first international event. So I had to spend quite a bit of money on train tickets and accommodation, the table fees, and just buying all the new products that I would have there, and also importing products crossing the border was also kind of a pain in the ass. And with VanCaf being such a big venue and the event happening over 2 days, I kind of expected to make a decent profit, at least enough for me to break even with all the costs. Unfortunately, this was not the case. I made very few sales the first day and maybe one on the second day. I thought that, I'd be a good fit for this fest, being a comics festival, but I guess it just wasn't my audience. So that was how day one of the event ended, and I tried to cheer myself up by going out afterwards. I went to this Japanese restaurant and got this unagi don, which was really good, and I walked around a park. The rain had cleared up and the weather was nice, so there was a lot of people out and it was really pretty, and I got to walk and clear my head a little and even did some sketching. I worked pretty hard to get all my schoolwork done also for the weekend and for Monday so that I could enjoy this weekend work-free. So I was kind of sad that the event ended up being like that, as in not that profitable or enjoyable. But I tried to keep my spirits high for the second day. I went to this really lovely cafe and had this hojicha latte, which was super good. And then I went to the fest and was there until about the afternoon when I decided to just pack up my things and head to the train station a little early. Aside from the money, I think what was disappointing from this event was the vibe of the people there. And I don't mean the other artists, because the two that I sat next to were great to talk to. But it was definitely a different experience interacting with the attendees there compared to other events that I've done. Usually at these events, I stand at my table and I talk to people and make conversation, and not just people who are buying my art, just people who stop by and seem interested. I feel like it's good to have a chat and also see how people react to my work in real time. But this was kind of weird. This is the first event I felt like really invisible. I brought a pretty big stack of business cards, maybe 100, and those were pretty much gone by the end of the event, but people were taking them in a way as to avoid eye contact and not talk with me when they were doing it. And also people who were just stopping to flip through my stuff also didn't really want to talk with me, which was kind of a weird experience. So on both ends, I just ended up being disappointed with VanCaf. And I don't make this video to trash this event, I just wanted to share my experience with it. There's definitely people who had the complete opposite experience that I had. I guess I just didn't have a clue to know that this event wasn't gonna be for me. And this doesn't mean that I'm suddenly bad at making art. And the people who did buy my stuff were super lovely. Someone even asked me to sign one of my comics, which I don't have a signature for my art, so I had to make one up on the spot. And I also connected with a few other artists. I did an art trade. I have Canadian artist people I know, and some US artists that made it over to the event as well that I connected with. So I guess that is a cool aspect of doing these events. And so why this is my last art event. I've decided this will be the last art fest that I travel for. I'm done with packing up all my shit and figuring out how to navigate whatever city I end up in. So the only event I know for sure that I'll be doing in the future is Short Run, which happens here in Seattle. Did it last November and I thought it was great. And I'll also be in California for a bit this summer, so I've applied to the San Francisco Zine Fest, and if I get in, I'd like to do that since I'll be around anyways. But other than that, I don't anticipate going to any more events like these. It does take a lot of effort to find these events, apply for them, prepare for them, and I don't think it's something I want to focus on anymore. In terms of the business side of art, I am just going to refocus that to my online shop, which, if you didn't know, I have all the products that I didn't sell at VanCaf available on my online shop now. And most importantly, I'm going to focus on what I enjoy about art and what I want to do with my art career, which is to make comics. So specifically, that means I'll be working on a webcomic that is set to launch this summer. I already have the name and the first chapter thumbnails drawn, so I just really need to draw it and get it out there. And the next couple of videos, I'll be sharing my process and keeping you guys updated, so you'll know when it drops. So yeah, that just wraps up my thoughts on doing art events, and that art event in particular. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope this was a little insightful, a little helpful if you are a fellow small art business person like me. And I wish you guys all the best, and I'll see you next time.